First of all, thanks for checking out this video because this is going to be a very different kind of review. This might look like any conventional true wireless earbuds out there, more like earphones since it's using that AirPods design, but under the hood, it's very different. And today we're going to test out its audio delay because this is the world's first, and as far as I know, the only true wireless earphones that is using the aptX adaptive codec. Okay, so it's important for you to check out all of our previous videos where we talk about audio delay. Right at the top right corner there, we have an entire playlist of them. And wireless audio delay is kind of a funny thing. Everyone perceives it differently. Some of them might say they don't really see or hear that much of an audio delay compared to others. But it ultimately depends on what you're doing with your pair of wireless earbuds. If you're watching movie, drama for example, not that much. Action movie, you might perceive it a bit more. So when it comes to aptX codec, it has a few different categories of aptX codecs, more like subdivisions of them. You got the most basic aptX, which is very commonly found in many other true wireless earbuds and earphones in the market. And then we also have aptX LL, which means low latency, and also aptX HD. So aptX HD and aptX LL is more or less working in two opposite sides of the spectrum. If you want low latency, then you have to sacrifice quality, whereas if you want quality, then you get a lot more latency. So aptX adaptive that is used on the Vivo TWS Neo that we have here is combining both aptX LL and HD together. So what this means is that on paper, in theory, it will automatically adapt to change between high quality and also low latency, depending on what you are doing with your phone. So we are here to test that out instead. So in today's audio latency test, we have a total of 4 different phones. We have the Poco F2 Pro, ROG Phone 3, both of them which I have already returned them, and then the Vivo X50 Pro and also the Xiaomi Mi 9. This is not the Mi 9, it's just there for decoration. Why we chose these 4 different phones is because they are using Qualcomm Snapdragon chipsets. Why we specifically chose Snapdragon chipset is because if you don't already know, Qualcomm owns both Snapdragon and also aptX technology. So it's kind of like an in-house technology, I would say. So it would work best if you already have a Snapdragon smartphone. So let's start off with the Poco F2 Pro. The first thing that I realized is that aptX LL don't work because the phone now does not support audio rerouting through USB Type-C, so I cannot use my audio transmitter. I don't know why Xiaomi would do that, but yeah, that's the case right now. So the audio delay in terms of raw numbers, aptX adaptive is amazing. I got about less than half a second of audio delay, which is very amazing and borderline not noticeable if you are watching movies. And then comes the ROG Phone 3. I think the ROG Phone 3 is the best reference in this test right here because it supports the audio rerouting through USB Type-C and also aptX adaptive. So one thing I realized here is that when I'm using aptX adaptive versus aptX LL, the audio latency gap between the two of them is only 10 milliseconds. This test right here, I would say aptX adaptive is really showing its muscles right here because imagine this. You only need to pair with this pair of true wireless earbuds and you already get that low of a latency. It's very amazing and you can honestly play games with it. And of course, this is a Vivo branded pair of wireless earphones, so we have to test with the Vivo X50 Pro that we have here. And audio rerouting doesn't work as well, but you do have an option to change between high quality audio or not high quality audio. The results caught us off guard because for some reason, if I selected low quality, which presumably means low latency the latency is much higher than high quality by about 100 milliseconds. I don't know why, but that seems to be the case with the Xiaomi Mi 9 as well. Yes, we tested the Mi 9 as well, and if you remember from our previous videos, the option for aptX adaptive was not available last year. Through software updates, somehow that option is now in the Xiaomi Mi 9, and we also tested with the aptX adaptive as well. The audio delay is actually higher. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the older chipsets don't officially support aptX adaptive through hardware. But of course, it still is less than half a second of delay, which is amazing. However, audio routing through USB Type-C does not work, so Xiaomi, what the heck is going on with MIUI 12? So from all of these 4 phones here, what we learned today here is kind of amazing. aptX Adaptive, it might do you wonders, but it really depends on what phone that you're using. For example, what we showed here, the ROG Phone 3 will give you the best results. Second comes the Poco F2 Pro, even though there's a big gap, but it still is the second place in our test right here. And also, aptX Adaptive, it's still in its infancy stage, because as we can see here, the implementation here is kind of fragmented. You can actually select between high quality and low quality, but for some reason, throughout two different phones that we tested, if we selected low quality, which essentially means low latency, latency is higher, not too sure why. And throughout my personal experience, even though we are not talking about the audio quality here, selecting high quality or low quality here doesn't really make much of a difference. And just a quick reminder here, audio latency is really highly dependent on what you're doing on your phone as well, so do keep that in mind as well. So before we end this video, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the Vivo TWS Neo. Number one, it is pebble shaped. There's no flat sides, so it cannot stand on its own, which is why I have to hold it throughout the entire video. The USB Type-C charging port is at the bottom. Its design is very much alike the AirPods. Yeah. The audio quality is kind of okay, and then there's also a button here for you to go into pairing mode when the lid is open. Just hold this button and then yada yada, you enter pairing mode and then you can pair up a new device. It's a fairly standard affair here, but of course the main focus here is the aptX Adaptive codec. So for the price of 359 ringgit, it's kind of pricey for what it offers. But then again, this is of course the world's first ever true wireless earphones that are using aptX Adaptive. So I really wonder where aptX Adaptive will head on next, because phones now support aptX Adaptive and we are now starting to see aptX Adaptive earphones in the market. Maybe in the near future, gaming with your true wireless earphones and earbuds is viable. I don't know, you still have to wait for about a few months to see where the market heads to. And that's all we have to say about this TWS Neo with aptX Adaptive. Do let us know what questions you have in the comment section below. We'll answer them whenever we can, and we'll see you in the next video.